Okay, hello everyone. Today is going to be another voiceover video of our month-long stay in Naples. So you saw us there sitting outside of the Florence train station on the ground waiting for our connection. We were traveling from Florence to Rome and then from Rome to Naples, and as soon as we got there it immediately started raining, but then there was this nice little sunrise. Then we went on a walk to see the castle in the middle of the city. This is Castle Nuovo. It was built in 1279 and housed the royals until 1815. We then continued our walk along the harbor. There's these cute little tennis courts. There's a swimming pool you can kind of see in the corner there, and then this marina. It was really beautiful. This was our favorite part of Naples. We did this walk quite a bit. I really liked seeing the ocean, and you could see Mount Vesuvius in the background as well. We then continued on our little walk to this little port area. It was really, really cute. We sat down to get some drinks and then ended up leaving. Then we saw this street artist who was doing an amazing job. And then on Kristen's birthday, we got some fancy alcohol and some little cheesecakes from our favorite grocery store, Gran Gusto. You will see in a minute. But this was Kristen's 21st birthday, so we had to celebrate in style on our patio. There's a little cheesecake you can see there. It's actually really good. We just got back from Ischia if you want to go watch that vlog. This was probably one of the best birthdays that we've ever had, all thanks to me, of course. And this is a beautiful sunset from our terrace, which was my favorite part of the entire house. I loved sitting out here. And I today are going to find the best pizza place in Naples for dinner. It's raining, so we brought jackets and our umbrella. Kristen's very hungry. This is like the first fun thing we're doing in Naples.
Only 2 weeks.
Alright, so as you heard me announce, we are headed off to the most famous pizzeria in Naples. This is l'Antica Pizzeria de Michele. It was super famous. You could see them making the pizzas in this window here as we were waiting in line, and it was obviously very lined up, as you can see there. Everyone was waiting for takeaway or to dine in. The pizzas were amazing. The two famous pizzas in Naples are marinara and margarita pizzas. Obviously, the margarita pizzas are actually was made for the Queen when she came to visit, and it has the red sauce, the white cheese, and the green little basil leaf, which are the colors of the Italian flag. So that was super cool. You saw us there sitting on the same pier as we always walk to, like I said, near the castle. And then we took a stroll down the shopping area. There's me doing my class. There's a bird sitting there, and I was really worried it was going to poop on me, but it did not. And then we also got these little fake pizzas, again, from Gran Gusto. We ate a lot of grocery store food when we were here. Since we were here for a month and we were primarily doing school and getting that all finished so we could keep traveling, we ate a lot of meals that I just cooked at home, which was actually really nice. And then we had this weird experience with this band, so I'll play the video now. That was so weird. We thought we were like an alarm or something. So we heard music playing outside of our balcony one night at like midnight, and it was just some random performance on the street. It was actually really cool. We also played a lot of Mario, as you can see while we were here. We actually beat the entire game. Like I said, we did a lot of just school, so we were just hanging out a lot. We also took a walk down this little street. It's called Christmas Alley, and we tried all these street foods. So those were two very famous street foods there. We got some gelato, and here is the famous Gran Gusto. So that was the building that our supermarket was in. This is what it looked like. It was just a regular North American superstore. We also went to Conad City, which was the cheaper kind of store. This is our last week in Naples. Kristen and I are headed to the Naples Underground tour that my dad found online. We don't know what to expect. Do you know what it is?
It's like a underground city that got buried.
Oh, it's an underground city that got buried. So we actually kind of got duped. There's actually two underground tours. So this first one was not the one that we were meaning to do, but it was actually really cool. It's part of the city that was covered in a mudslide, and you can actually see remnants of Greek, Roman, and medieval architecture because the city just kept being rebuilt over. So this was really cool. All of this, it's kind of Pompeii-esque. All of this was buried and excavated, and you can see the different architecture styles there. So the diamonds, I believe, are the Roman. The Greek is in the back. It's the first layer, and then the medieval architecture is the blocks, as you can see there. So it was super, super cool. The diamonds, they used diamonds, they kind of went to a point at the back, kind of like a triangle, and that was a really strong shape to use in buildings. So that is why they went with that. You can see it was plastered over too, just like Pompeii. So this at one point was all painted in bright colors, which I think we forget when we look at ruins like this, that everything was very, very brightly painted. And we just forget that because all we see is the ruins, but it definitely didn't look like this when people were living there. When the tour finished, we were able to walk through the rest of the exhibit. So they had this really beautiful church. One thing Europe has, and Italy especially, is beautifully painted ceilings and architecture. So this was really cool. And we got to look through all of the artifacts before heading out. Chris and I stopped for a little bit of a snack before we go to our next tour. I got this little cake and we also got a baba tiramisu. So we're gonna try them. I loved the baba. Kirsten didn't like it. I didn't really like that lemon cake, so I ended up feeding a lot of it to the pigeons. So we were about to head off to our second underground tour, but they actually only took cash and we didn't have any cash. We had to go home and wait for the next tour in 2 hours and come back with cash. This is us just hanging out, and then we had to go down all of these stairs to go outside. We were the top floor, so every time we wanted to leave, we had to go down all of these stairs. Okay, Kirsten and I are about to head into our second Naples underground tour. So we finally made it to the tour. This underground tour was more than worth it. It's a tour of the Roman aqueducts, and they actually also used this space as a bunker during the Second World War. Little fun fact, Naples and Venice were the only two cities where the citizens took back the city from the fascists during the war. So this is where they hid most of the women and the children. As you can see, this area is very open. There's a little hole going up to the ceiling there, which was the only weak point in this whole building. They were really worried that a bomb would fall through that hole and it would be devastating. So to get to the aqueducts, we had to go through these tiny, tiny tunnels. It was a very claustrophobia inducing. We had to shimmy sideways for most of it. As you can see, it was also very dark because we are very far underground. So there's my little feet just shimmying through. But as you can see, when we get open, the aqueducts are incredible. The water is so blue, like that's crazy. The whole experience was really cool, especially because we were a group of like 15, so it was really scary, but it was like a good kind of scary. You can see the water pouring in there, and this is what the aqueduct looked like. So I don't believe that this is drinking water anymore. It was a private aqueduct that we didn't get to tour that was for drinking water, but we didn't get to see that. Our tour then finished off in this little house, which had a little underground area, I think due to the Prohibition, but I'm not entirely sure, and it was behind this big amphitheater, and they used to sneak people in and out through there. We went for our last meal at this nice little restaurant. I got the best pasta of my entire life. And then on our last morning before we had to check out, we got these really incredible donuts we'd been meaning to get the whole time we'd been there. We also stopped at one of these little street food vendors that Kirsten had been wanting to stop at and get a pasta. And then we ate our donuts at home. I got a mango one. It was really great. This is the door heading into our apartment. It's very hard to open. And then that's us heading up the stairs for the last time. All in all, Naples was not that bad. We had a great time, and I think we're going to go back again.